So they weaponize vocab, especially therapy talk. The really funny thing about that is they haven't been to therapy. And if they have, it's probably court ordered and they're not really taking it seriously. They will misuse it like you wouldn't believe. And they will do it to you a lot. You can tell that they're doing this spitefully or maliciously because it's clear that the words that they're misusing grievously misrepresent what it is you've said or done. And it's almost like it's the opposite, intended to trigger you. There's a culture right now of the overuse and misuse of the term narcissist. You guys, please be so very careful. You are not in any way, shape, or form qualified, licensed, or otherwise to diagnose, especially your partner. That would not even be a thing. People are using this term narcissism. Like 6% of the world's population is clinically labeled a narcissist or diagnosed narcissist. You want to know why? Because narcissists don't feel that they have any problems. They don't go to counseling. They don't go to therapy. They're not going to go get diagnosed because it's not them, it's you. Getting them, seriously, it's a very, very strenuous thing. Getting them into a therapeutic setting, not going to happen. They can mask like a motherfucker. They can imitate. They can all these things to stave off that ever-present elephant in the room. People are using this word and misusing this word, narcissist. And I just wanted to address that. If you are dating somebody or with somebody or partnered with somebody who is in active addiction or recently in recovery, please be careful to not even go down that road. And maybe some of you are like I was. So I'm therapy, psychology, all that kind of stuff. But I took it too far, like really far. Like I knew just enough to be dangerous kind of thing. And I would get the DSM, every new edition I would get. And my psychologist about 15 years ago actually had me bring it in, and he kept it as part of our therapeutic session because it was unwise and it was less than smart, but it was also incorrect how I was going through it. I mean, he was really big on like, whatever the diagnosis is, if there is one with you, I'm going to treat it the same way. I'm not concerned with diagnoses. I'm concerned with how we're going to get you to a healthy place. And that changed my entire mindset. He also said that to diagnose a personality disorder, you don't just do that after 1 or 2 sessions, especially when you're coming in recovery. So like you're transitioning from active drug use to recovery or abstinence. You need at least 6 months, at least. And that's, he said, usually when like the courts are rushing something or there has to be some sort of documentation for something, some reason, maybe insurance, whatever. But he said that clinically you need, and ethically, at least a year. When somebody comes in off of active addiction and is transitioning to sobriety, you can't or you shouldn't just go and try or move to diagnose them immediately, even if it's obvious, quote unquote. But he said, especially if you're a new therapist to them, new to them, and they have no formal history of therapy or therapeutic issues or psychiatric issues. A lot of times addiction mimics personality disorders. Somebody coming in off of methamphetamine, they're going to look like they have possibly OCD because that also sets off certain parts of your brain that are very compulsive. Even in those transitioning times, somebody who is coming in off of an opiate, it's going to look like generalized anxiety and high functioning depression. And that's not for everybody, but the majority, that's what it will look like. So be very careful and selective and cautious of any place, person, or facility that is trying to diagnose you right off the bat. And be extra careful if you have a partner or even like a family member or a friend who frequently misuses or mislabels things that you're doing. And it seems to be more of a triggering fashion than anything else, as opposed to just naively not knowing what they're talking about. Stay alert, you guys.